Hi, friends. Welcome back. We are back for another installment of fucking Hennessy and whatever the else we can put together. But today I have a very special guest. It's a new friend. His name is Sin Alma, or Aaron.
Yes, Sin Alma, Aaron. You know, my family knows me as Aaron, but
The
the world knows me as Sin Alma.
The people. Let's go.
Yeah.
And this is my first time meeting you.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, how are we?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Just chilling, working, living a blessed life.
I fucked with that. Yes. I was so, I met you that day at Skinny's release party. Hi, Skinny.
For like a second. I think I was leaving and
I just got there or something. But it was literally just a little passing. And you were down to come on. And I gave you the warning. I was like, we talk about feelings on this podcast.
Let's do it. That's what I do on my song. So
if you're down, right? Your song. Okay, wait. Before we get into it, let's get the drinks going.
Let's do it.
We got, you want a Hennessy. So we got Hennessy.
We got some Henny.
And then we got a whole bunch of chasers that we could have fun with. And then you came up with a great idea.
We gotta do some 7-Up, some pink lemonade, and the Henny. Let's see how that. I don't know.
Let's see how it goes.
I'm used to doing Henny with the ginger ale.
Ooh, I like ginger ale. Ginger ale's my shit. What do you think will be good? Here you go. You don't.
Let's see. We got formulas over here, so I'm gonna put the chaser in first.
Oh, okay.
A little bit. Let me see. What do you already put yours in, or?
No, I didn't do it yet. Here,
all right.
I'm following you. We're gonna do lemon up. Oh shit!
I don't want this to explode all over the table.
Could you imagine?
Go ahead and pour a little bit of that.
A little bit of that.
And then I got a little bit of a heavy hand, so.
I got a heavy hand. You just see how much space I have left. Nothing.
Okay.
Oh, the poor guys. They're gonna.
I know.
We're starting off strong on this fucking Sunday morning.
And then I'm gonna put a little bit of a.
What are we doing?
7-Up back.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Just a little bit on top.
How fun! I was telling Caesar, I've never drank so much Hennessy in my fucking life.
Really? What's your drink? What's your drink of choice?
I mean, I like whiskey and I like bourbon.
Okay.
So
did you want more of this? I'm sorry. You good? All right.
Well, who knows? Maybe I will. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey.
There we go. Ooh, shit.
God damn it, that's fucking good. Caesar, come back. You gotta try this one. We're making some real good concoctions up in this bitch.
This is gonna be a mixology podcast soon, huh?
Oh fuck, I would love to do that, man. But I don't think I have the patience or the fucking coordination to, as you can see, the coordination to do it. I'm bumping into shit left and right. Okay, yeah. So you are. Well, first question. Yeah. How do you define yourself? Who are you?
I'm a rapper, first and foremost. Artist. I produce on the side. And I'm also a host of a food review show on my Instagram and TikTok called Back Activities.
Big Back Activities. I identify.
Hell yeah.
Which one came first?
Rapping, for sure. Yeah, I've been rapping since, I started writing songs when I was, in middle school, 13 years old. And then I started taking it serious when I was 15.
13? Yeah. You've been expressive.
Oh, yeah.
You've been feeling your emotions early on.
Oh, yeah. Always. I mean, I think growing up, I was an emotional kid. So I finally figured out how to write it down and put it into song. And that's what I've been doing ever since, just expressing myself.
Yeah. And would it start with poems or?
I think what it started, I've always loved music. Just growing up, discovering music, going through my parents' CDs and stuff, seeing what I could pull out. Originally, it started with rock music. I wanted to play the guitar.
Ooh.
And I took a few lessons, but it just didn't really stick with me. But I would always write these songs that I couldn't sing. So I was like, all right, how can we get these out? And then I started listening to more hip hop music. And I was like, oh, that's how I'm going to do it. Start putting it into rhymes, start doing schemes and stuff like that. And from then on, it's been rap ever since.
What was your inspiration?
For rapping? Honestly, at the time, Drake and Lil Wayne were blowing up.
Yeah.
Well, Lil Wayne was going on a run. He was doing mixtapes, features, remixes, everything. So he was just everywhere. And Drake was just starting to come out. And I think what it was is low key on some hater shit. I was like, I could do better than that.
You don't look good. You gotta have that fucking energy. I could do that shit.
I could do that shit. And then I started doing it. I was like, damn, I can't do it like them. So I started studying them, listening to all the Wayne remixes and features and his tapes and listening to Drake's early mixtapes. I'm like, man, that's crazy. And those are those are two of my favorites still to this day, even after all the Kendrick stuff. But
whatever. Art is art.
Art is art. Yeah, nah. So yeah, definitely those two were big inspirations early on. And then even like my sister, she would always have CDs playing in her car, just mix CDs her friends would make for her. So hearing songs that, I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, what's Wiz Khalifa? Like, who's that? Lil Wayne, Drake, Wale, like, listening to stuff like that, in middle school, that really shaped, like, not just my music taste, but, like, what I would go on to be inspired by, for sure.
Fuck yeah. Would you say that so is that what you're passionate about, is music?
Yeah. Passionate about music 100%, like since I was like 13, even before that, but like 13 is when I really started rapping. So that's the passion. That's the main one. The food stuff that comes, with content creation and all that, trying to, do something different, trying to stay involved.
How did that come about? How was that born? What gave you the idea for that?
So me and my boy Huata, he's another artist. He took me on tour to the East Coast. We went to the East Coast. That was my first time doing out of state shows. That was my first time really being anywhere east of like Vegas. That's the farthest I've gone. It was Vegas. So we went out to the East Coast and I told him, we're going to do shows. Obviously, we're going to be working, but there's 3 things I need. I need a slice of pizza. I need a chopped cheese sandwich, and I need a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Fuck yeah.
If I could get those 3 things.
3 staples.
Yeah. If I could get those 3 things when we're in New York, everything else is extra.
Nothing matters.
So, yeah, exactly. So we were doing that, and I was like, yo, just film me. Like, I'll do it for my story. I wasn't wearing my mask when I was eating it, so I was like, I'll do it for a close friend's story, whatever. I'll just put it up. So I was reviewing the food that I had, and everything was amazing. Like, it was all so good. We didn't even go to, like, the most famous places. We just went to random spots, and everything was delicious. So I was reviewing them. People would respond to my stories and be like, bro, like, you should do this. I was like, all right. So when I got home, me and my cousin, my cousin films my stuff. Shout out to my cousin Justin.
Okay.
We were like, yo, let's go. We had been talking about it for years, but we're like, nah, now's the time. Let's do it. We know of all the spots to go try. We've been on Instagram sending each other different spots for years. Like, let's just go do it. So we did. We went to Grand Central Market, and then that was the first one. And then it's been every week ever since.
Every week. Wow.
Damn near. I think I maybe missed like 1 week, but it's, I stack them on top of each other. Yeah.
Facts.
Consistency is key, especially with content creation.
Oh, tell me about it. I've been trying to keep it up to like every Tuesdays where I'm uploading shit. But then there's some days where I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. It'll be like 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, but it'll still be that fucking Tuesday.
That's right. For me, it's Wednesdays. Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. That's when I try and release everything, but sometimes the footage doesn't get to me, or sometimes life gets to me, and maybe it'll be a Thursday. Then it'll come out.
Exactly. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Where'd the mask come from? Where's the inspo on that?
Growing up, man, everything that I do comes from me growing up. I loved wrestling. Like, since I was like 2, my sister would be watching it. I would just sit there and watch like old school Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, DX, like all that. That was my shit ever since I was a little kid, even now. So, growing up, I think representation matters in media, especially. So when you see a little bit of yourself and your culture in the media that you're watching, you relate to it more, and it makes you kind of strive for that. So my first media representation that I saw was Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio.
Remember him?
Yep. Yeah. So those are like my heroes growing up, and Rey Mysterio was huge, and that got me into like watching the traditional lucha libre. So the masks have always been big in my life. So I think I just took that from being a kid, like just watching that and seeing like superheroes and how they would move. I brought that into my music as well. Like I
heard your last song, Rudo. I saw the video. I was like, this shit goes hard.
That's crazy.
I loved it.
And I did that. That was the whole wrestling aesthetic that I used. Even like as a kid, I know maybe some people might shit on it, but Nacho Libre is like the best movie ever.
Best movie ever. No one's gonna fucking argue with you on that.
Yeah.
The amount of Oh God, my coworkers will literally play the soundtrack to that fucking movie sometimes and quote that shit throughout. But
it's a great
that's
movie.
amazing. So,
but like that music video was based off of that movie. Like
okay,
it's the same mask I'm wearing now. It's black and gold. I have other colors as well, but
do you make them yourself?
I don't make them myself, but I get them made. They're custom made. These are like my masks. You know, no one else has these. Yeah, custom made, straight from El Salvador. That's where they get shipped from.
Where?
El Salvador.
Oh,
yeah.
No, wait. Is it a company or just like?
It's a company, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
That's
so I go
sick.
online, I send them my designs, they ship it out to them, they make it, they'll send me a picture before they're done, and then they ship it out.
I'm so amazed. That's so cool. That's awesome. That's great.
But yeah, the whole black and gold, that comes from like Ramses from Nacho Libre.
Oh, okay.
Like being the bad guy. That's what in Lucha Libre, Rudo is the bad guy, the heel. Okay. And then Technicals are like the good guys. So that's why it's called. Ones? No. Sometimes it's just like the good guys who, you know, they always got to come out at the top and they got to win. The Rudo is the bad guy. He'll do whatever to win. He'll cheat. He'll hit you with a chair. So
is that kind of what like the song embodies? Is like I'll do whatever.
I'll do whatever it takes. Top. Yep. I'll hit you with a chair. I'll put you through a table.
Sometimes you need a little bit of both.
Exactly.
To get to where you need to be.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where that comes from.
Look at that. Look at you putting your life and art into one. I love that shit. Have you ever been a Lucha Vavoom?
I haven't. Someone asked me that yesterday. Go! I know. I want to perform there. I've been trying.
You can. What do you mean? All you have to do is fucking like, okay, you know what's crazy? I work for The Price is Right, and Drew Carey is the host.
Oh, hell yeah.
My fucking boss. I went there one day, and I was like, oh, hey, that's my boss. He's fucking out there just hosting this shit, talking shit. I think he's on shrooms while he's doing it.
Hell yeah.
And it's a fucking time. So,
that's a crazy place to be on shrooms at.
Is it though? It sounds like
with
a great time.
But like everything's going on, so much colors. Like people are fighting each other. You
like, gotta be in tune.
Yeah.
So like not freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I think that's 100% possible. It's just one email away. You know, you never know.
I need that. Yeah, for sure. Some people have been telling me that ever since I put the mask on.
Halloween's coming up. And they have a big thing on Halloween. Listen, I'm not pushing you to do anything, but I'm just saying.
Nah, we got to make that happen. We got to make it happen right now. I'm saying
we're manifesting this right now.
Exactly.
Sin Alma is gonna perform at Lucha Vavoom.
100%. It's gonna happen.
Cheers. It's happening. I love your energy. You're like making me fucking hype up. It could be the amount of Hennessy I've already consumed, but.
That could be it, but it's also energy, bro.
It's energy. It like reciprocates. It bounces off of each other.
You got to give off what you want back. You feel me? That's how I feel when I do shows. Like I can't go up to a show just stand there with the mic in my hand and be like, "Hey, my name's Sin Alma." Like, nah. Like if I want you to be hyped in the crowd, I got to give it off first, and then it's a transaction. You feel me?
By example,
exactly.
Transaction. It is transactional. Energy is transactional.
100%.
It doesn't. Where the fuck is my phone? Oh. Oh no!
I don't have
my phone. Oh, I do. It's under my fucking leg. I'm a mess. Sorry, guys. But I did have questions for you.
Yes.
I didn't want to come through this blindly. So I already asked you who you are, what you're passionate about, but what's important to you?
Family.
100%.
First and foremost, family. My friends as well. I consider a lot of my friends family. But yeah, man, that's what I do it for. They keep me going. They keep me strong. Keep me level-headed. Like, we, as a family, we've gone through a lot of hard times. Losing a lot of people. When you have a big family, you're going to lose a lot of people. And that's just the unfortunate part about it.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it's the way it goes. That's life. But just knowing that we can get through that together and keep going and keep being strong, keeping, foundation, like, that means everything to me. My family is my everything. My friends are my everything. People that have been down with me since day one. Even people who haven't been there since day one. But people that show up in your life and constantly come through and check on you and be like, hey, man, how are you doing? Hey, let's go hang out. Hey, bro, throwing a party. My kid's turning 3. Come through. I have friends that I've had since my oldest friend I've had since preschool. I have friends since middle school. I have friends still from high school. Like, those are the people that I keep close to me because they've known me through everything that I've gone through.
Yeah.
They've known me since then and through all the changes I've gone through as a person. And they still show up and they still, check on me and they still say what's up. They still come through for my events as well, shows and all that. So those two things for sure. That's 100% what I do it for.
Yeah.
That's what inspires me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love my friends. And I love my family. They know that.
Friends are family. Friends can be family. Family
100%. Yesterday I was at my boy. We've been best friends since 7th grade. And his little girl is 3 years old. I think today's her birthday. Happy birthday, Susie. But yeah, like, just seeing him be like a family man, like that's crazy, bro. Like me and you used to fucking fight people.
The transition, the way to fight people.
And now you're responsible for a life. Like that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, dude. The different paths that life will fucking take you, and it's all just like that one thing. It could be one thing that changes your entire course.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my dog.
Where are you from?
I'm from San Fernando Valley. So I moved around a lot.
Okay.
I was born in Panorama.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up in Granada Hills for a bit. Went to school in Granada Hills my whole life. Moved out to Santa Clarita for a bit. For a while, actually.
How long?
Like 10 years. 10 plus. No.
From longer what age?
From like 8 till like recently. Like not that long.
That's crazy. So your formative years were in Santa Clarita.
Living there for sure, but going to school, I always went to school in the Valley.
Oh,
I played sports in the Valley. I went to church in the Valley. Everything I did was in the Valley. We just lived out there.
Interesting.
Because my mom was like, "Yo, let's get these kids out of the way. I don't want them to go through the same thing I went through growing up. So let's get them out the way. Let's move ourselves up there."
At that time, it probably wasn't that expensive either.
No, it was still coming up.
Doable.
Yeah, it was still coming up. Like people weren't hip to like. It even being out there. Nobody knew where it was. There were still roads being built. Yeah. So I was like, let's get them out the way. But then like you're still sending me to school. Yeah. You guys still work out there. My school, I still go to school out there. So it's like it's kind of that weird thing of like I would make friends and then I'd be so far away I can't see them. I can't hang out. So it's like, oh, come kick it with us on the weekend. I'm like, shit, bro, I got to get a ride. Like, I don't know.
It ain't that easy.
Yeah, it ain't that easy, bro. Like, I got to, let me go see if I could take the train and wait for that. Like, I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so that was most of my life. Yeah, growing up, living in Santa Clarita, and then moving back down to Sylmar. I live in Sylmar now. So,
oh, okay. Yeah. Right on. Where is your family from? Like, what's your nationality?
Mexican.
Okay.
My dad's from Mexico. My mom born here, but of Mexican descent. That side of the family, they've been here for like a few generations. So I don't really speak Spanish because of that.
Because of that. Yo, it's crazy. How it's just that one like...
All it takes is for one person.
One generation.
Yeah, one generation to not speak Spanish and then the rest of us don't. Yeah. Well, even like on my dad's side, like a lot of my cousins on that side, we don't speak Spanish. And our grandma only speaks Spanish.
Do you guys still like communicate with her though?
We try. I try for sure, but it's hard. Like I understand what she's saying.
Yeah.
It's just hard for me to like say it back or like say what I'm trying to say back. I'm in my head a lot. Because I'm not confident in my Spanish speak. I'm wearing a fucking shirt in Spanish.
Does it say Valle?
Un producto de Valle.
Look at you. You can say it. You can say it con gana, con huevos.
But that's my thing. It's like I didn't grow up speaking it. And there's a lot of like, I just don't know if I'm saying things right. And I get in my head and I start freaking out. I just freeze a lot of the time. Even at work, I have a day job. I work with kids. And a lot of the parents will come and they only speak Spanish. And I'm just like, yeah. Está aquí.
Muy bien.
Yes, buenísimo.
Man, I'm also not the greatest at Spanish. And I was the youngest out of my cousins and like the parents having a baby. Yeah. So I was mostly just like learning English and I would just hear them speak Spanish, but I would never take the time to actually speak Spanish. Right. And it wasn't until I worked somewhere where it was all Spanish speakers where I was like, well, We need to work together.
Maybe I can learn.
We got to figure something out. And then I learned that my Spanish is just like a hodgepodge of everybody. It's Mexican Spanish, Guatemalan Spanish, Guatemalan.
Yeah.
Salvador.
Okay.
Well, Guatemalan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly one or the other. It's just a fucking combination of everything. And English.
So
I speak English
worked
and Spanish.
Yeah, I worked at a place where it was all Salvadorians, and then I started picking up stuff. My dad was like, "Why are you speaking like that?" I was like, "Why?"
Is it weird?
Yeah.
Is it
am I not supposed to?
Salvadorians have a very distinct way of speaking.
Yeah.
My dad would always talk shit about them and be like, no joda, like they don't they blend their words together.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
But yeah, no, on my mom's side, I think we could trace that back like 3 generations when they got here. So it's like my mom, I think, even my grandma on that side, she didn't speak Spanish growing up. Because it was a thing of like, when they were older, they had moved to the valley, right? So they've been in the valley for a very long time. And
pioneers.
Almost. But when they got here, it was all white people. So you're starting to mix Latinos in with the white people. And
now they're trying to blend in.
They're not that they're necessarily trying to blend in, but it's like they didn't teach their kids Spanish because they didn't want them to have accents, because they didn't want them to be in certain classes. They didn't want them separated. They wanted them to get the same education as everybody else, and they didn't want them to be discriminated against.
Yeah.
So
that's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. So my grandma didn't speak Spanish until, just like you worked with a lot of people that only spoke Spanish. My grandma worked in factories where they only spoke Spanish. She started learning it. She picked it up, and she speaks Spanish now. She didn't teach it to us. She didn't teach it to my mom, because by the time she's learned Spanish, my sister at least was already born. My mom was already older. She wasn't trying to learn Spanish like that.
Wow.
And
also, I feel like if you're barely learning Spanish, you don't feel confident enough in teaching.
Yeah,
it.
exactly. You're gonna end up teaching.
Like, you're saying it wrong.
That's like me trying to teach calculus, dog. Like, like I know numbers, but not like that. Not when you bring letters into it and shit. You know.
Not when it matters.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
Ask me what the fuck it is. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like weird racism reasons for me not knowing Spanish. But then also my dad's from Mexico, fluent in Spanish, was a teacher.
Did he ever give you guys shit for like not speaking Spanish?
I always ask him, I was like, bro, why didn't you teach me? He's like, I did. You didn't want to learn. I was like, I was a child.
Don't tell me.
Force it on me. Don't give me that.
That's funny.
But even with my coworkers now, like they all speak Spanish and stuff. So they're like, bro, you got to learn. I was like, teach me. Like somebody like, how am I going to learn if nobody's teaching me? Like, what do you want me to do? Go take Spanish again?
The Duolingo app.
I got that. And I have another one that's almost like, I like this one better because it's a podcast that you listen to and you kind of practice along with it.
Yeah, just kind of like how people watch novelas and shows and shit. And then if you kind of put the context of what they're saying.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that low-key works.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
I think that works better. Duolingo was cool, but it's like a thing of I think it's like kind of like a joke, like the Duolingo owl just pop up on your phone every now and then, or just pop up when you're in the shower and like look for you when you haven't done it in a while.
It's just really funny to me because all of my coworkers who are mostly white use that app.
They all have Duolingo?
And they're practicing it with me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's good. But then they'll ask me questions of like, is it usted or ustedes? And I'm like, ask the app. I don't know that much. I'm all of that.
Ask the app. Ask the owl.
Ask the owl. The all-knowing owl.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to move on to feelings.
Let's do it.
Well, wait, no. How much time do you put into your projects?
It depends, really. I've been doing this for a long time. Mm-hmm. Music, templates, like taking it serious is like putting out projects and all that. Doing it since I was in high school. So it's been like 10 years since I graduated high school. Mm-hmm. And in that time, I've been consistently making music. It gets harder and harder every time because sometimes I feel like I've said everything. Maybe I've done it all. Maybe I've put everything I had into it, and maybe this is it. But then I always find a new way to, switch it around. Mm-hmm. So projects when I was in high school used to be quick. Maybe a month, I would go find the beats, record it myself, put it on SoundCloud, and it was easy.
A month?
At most. Maybe like 2 weeks, honestly.
What about now?
Now, I've been working on projects for like years now. Because I want to make sure it's not just from here to my phone to the world. Like, I don't want it just to be that. I want it to be from here to my phone, record it, figure out the sound, make sure everything makes sense, make sure everything sounds right, make sure, you know, and then we go into rollouts where it's like, okay, how are we going to get this out to the people? Because I could just put something up right now. A few people might hear it, and then that's it. They're on to the next thing. It's also a lot different from when I used to put out music. People don't live with music as much as they do now, where everything's playlists. It's not so much album based. It's not so much project based. Someone will put out a project and you'll go and you'll put it on shuffle. And
it doesn't play the way that they intended it to go.
Exactly.
I get that.
Yeah. So I'm very, like, I grew up in the era of like Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Big Sean, Wale, Kid Cudi, like blog era is what.
Well, yeah, there's albums where like one song, the end of it immediately leads into the other. The sound of it goes.
Exactly. If you listen to Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick's first like debut studio album, there's skits in between where it's a storyline. It's point A to point B. You know, like there's skits in between that tell the story that the last song was telling, and it takes you into the next song. So it's like I grew up on that, but now it's let's put 35 songs on the project. Hope that 10 of those get picked up on playlists or TikTok or something.
Maybe three of those
or
something.
And then hope that takes us with enough money to get into the next project.
Yeah, but I think the people who do hold on to the storytelling have that value, and the people who notice that see that.
I think they have more longevity.
Yes, they have more longevity. They have more roots.
Yeah.
Because it's like nothing can shake them, because it's not just like a bunch of like loose hanging bullshit. Like this is like
real.
It's a standard.
It means something to people. Like
it means something.
I went to a concert. I went to Chance the Rapper. He did 10-year anniversary of Acid Rap, which was his like breakout.
What is that?
It was his mixtape.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a mixtape that he put out like 10 years ago, and it blew him up. And I went to the 10-year anniversary. It made me feel old, but it also was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, because, you know, I always made fun of like my mom and them for going to like old freestyle concerts with like Debbie Deb and Lisa. Because I'm like, damn, y'all.
Hard.
I know. But like, I'm a shit talker. So I'm like, oh, y'all go reliving the glory days and all that. Yep. And then I went to the 10-year anniversary of Acid Rap, and everyone was wearing bucket hats and like tie-dye. I was like, oh shit, this is my Lisa concert. I looked around and I was like, fuck, I'm old. Reliving the glory days right now.
Realization that we're not the target audience anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But being there, the opening DJ brought out an artist who had a really big TikTok song, and nobody knew who he was. They're like, oh, I'm gonna bring out a special guest right now. I don't even remember the guy's name. It's fucked up. But he had like one of the biggest TikTok songs. Like if you hear the sound now, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that song. But you don't know the person behind that song. So we were there. And the DJ was so hyped, and the crowd was like, oh, yeah. They bring him out. Silence, bro. I could have heard, like, somebody's conversation on the phone when he brought it out. So, that being said,
crazy.
I know, it's crazy.
What a way to humble you down, honestly.
It's crazy. It's the Forum. Probably one of the bigger stages that he's been on, and nobody knows who you are, bro. They know that song, though. People are like, oh, yeah. And then that was it. After that 10-second, you know,
it can't just be surface level.
Exactly. It has to mean something. But yeah, with that being said, like it takes me a lot longer now because I think I'm still in my head about stuff like that. Like making sure I don't repeat myself. I'm not using lines that I've used before. I'm not using references I've used before, and just trying to expand, trying to be better than I was the day before.
Yeah. Thank you for remembering the question, because I forgot as we went on that tangent. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Trust me. I have problems with that all the time. Like, I'll start a conversation, and then we'll go like 10 million different places. And I'm like, hey, what were we talking about again? How did we get here?
It happens.
Yeah.
But as long as you bring it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my questions. It was like, what was your creative process? So yeah, that's good that you kind of like take the time to first like create it, follow the instinct, don't overthink it, but then look back at it with new eyes and be like, oh, okay, maybe this can be different.
And then also like new ears too. Like I don't want to just make, before when I was younger, I would make this music in my room and then I would put it out from my room. Nobody else heard it. It was just me. And a lot of that stuff, I look back, I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't have put that out. But I think as an artist, as a perfectionist, you're gonna you're gonna be very critical of yourself. We're our biggest critics, right?
Yep.
So you're gonna be very critical of your old stuff. But I think now I'll make something, I'll send it to a few people, I'll have people come into the studio maybe and listen to it and be like, hey, what do you think? What can I do different? What can I change? Is this like the one? And then I'll get the feedback. I'll listen to some stuff. I maybe won't listen to other stuff. And then I'm like, all right, I'll make my decision. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I throw out a song. Sometimes I'm like, nah. There's been times where people are like, man, this isn't it. And I've been so like, nah, this is the one. This is the one. Like, I'll stand on it.
What do you do in those moments?
Listen to myself at the end of it. I mean, it's my music, you know? It's not their music.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Exactly. No, my friend told me that too. She's like, you gotta stop asking people for validation. Like, if you feel strongly about something, you fucking say that shit with your chest.
That's what it is. Yeah. If you feel so strongly about something, that's not like, yeah, it is you, but that's also just maybe the universe telling you like, nah, bro, this is where you need to go.
Yep.
There's a song I had where everything was just going wrong. Everything was going wrong.
How so?
Recording it, I finished it, but I think I messed up a word in there. That's how much of a perfectionist I can hear stuff like that.
1 word.
Yeah, 1 word. I'm like, bro, I got to go back and record it. So we went to my homie studio, and he's like, bro, I got a new laptop. I don't even know if I still have the files. I was like, nah, bro, I have to re-record. Like,
you couldn't let it go.
I couldn't let it go because it was noticeable. Like, I sent it to other people like, yeah, bro, you got to fix that part. I was like, all right, I'll go fix it. Okay. So we searched for it. Luckily, we still had it. Power went out when we were recording it. I had to go home that day. I was like, all right, we're coming back though. Come back. The session kept crashing. Every single time we would try to record. I would record like a line at a time. It would crash, but it would save. I'm like, let's keep going. Let's keep going. And then finally I was like, all right, that's all I need. Send it to me. It took forever to send. It wasn't sent. I was like, bro, is this like a sign to not put this song out? You know, but finally, he got it to me. We did a video for it, and that's still to this day is one of my favorite songs that I've made.
I love it. What song is it?
It's called "Got It Like That." I made the beat for it. He recorded it. He made it sound, you know, pretty and all that. But I made the beat for that one, recorded it, put it out, did a video for it. So yeah, that one's like special to me still.
Yeah.
And then like trying to go ask for a performance version of that, I don't even try anymore because I don't want any more like.
What do you mean?
Like, so with performing,
yeah,
there's some people that perform over their song, like the MP3 version of it. I don't like to do that. I like to perform over the instrumental, maybe a couple background vocals in there, but we didn't export a performance version of it. So I don't perform that song. Yeah,
there's an original song and then there's a performance song that you gotta have.
There's all kinds of versions. You got to do, if you really want to get into it,
I do.
You'll do your regular version, right? Your master version. And then you could do a clean version where you take out whatever, you know, for radio friendly stuff or, you know, just family friendly stuff sometimes. And then you could do like a DJ mix where you add more instrumental at the beginning so DJs can like mix into it, more instrumental at the end type of thing. What else? Club mix, just stuff like that, like different types of versions of the same exact song. Sped up now with TikTok, there's sped up version, slow down, reverb version. I don't do all that.
What's reverb mean?
It's just more like space. Like it sounds kind of echoed in the mix. Yeah, it's just more space.
I like those.
Yeah.
But I never knew what that fucking word meant.
Yeah, it's just like when you're like mixing vocals or mixing a beat, you just add more space into it. Yeah, the more you know.
The more I know. I never knew there was so much that went into this. I really thought it was just a one and done, but no. It's like you have to cater to all the different environments that you want it to go in. Audience, yeah. Shit, interesting. And this is all everything you've learned along the way?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you start off and you don't know any of this, or maybe you'll watch a YouTube tutorial and stuff, but I kind of went into it blind. Like, I recorded myself. I didn't know what I was doing. I just pressed record. Okay, now let's put it out. And it sounded kind of garbage. Like, you don't, but at the time I was a kid, you don't really care about that stuff. Your homies are like, oh,
I mean, the fact that you even did it is amazing. Like, a lot of people don't even fucking get that far. The idea just stays in their head. And because of the fear or the anxiety or, all the other factors in life that might be happening, a lot of people don't get past that first hump. But once they do and they see that they can do it and, like, what comes out of it, then it gives you just more fucking gear. Yeah. What was your first hump that you got over?
I think just putting myself out there, honestly. Like growing up, I was always really a shy kid. Like I was quiet.
Gonna ask you. I was like, have you always had this like extroverted personality?
Not at all. A lot of people will even tell you like I'm not really that extra. Like I'm really introverted. I'm really like inside the house. I don't really like going out like that.
I don't go outside.
but when I do, I make it count. You feel me? But yeah, no, like growing up, I was just a very shy kid. What was the question?
Have you always been just like charismatic and an extrovert?
Yeah, no, I mean growing up I was just like really shy and like I didn't really talk much, you know, like I don't know, maybe it's my mom is very extroverted.
Oh. So it's would you see her like mingle with her friends and just random people?
Oh, she's crazy, bro.
I love her already.
She's like, yeah. she loves to have a good time. She loves to party. Even now, still, you know, like she still goes for it.
We gotta hang.
Oh,
she
for
sounds
sure,
like a good time.
For sure. Yeah, she would love you. She's like, she'll go anywhere and she'll meet somebody new and she'll make a friend. You feel me? And I don't know. I feel like I'm the total opposite. You know, when I was younger, at least, like I was very quiet to myself. People talk to me, like, "Oh, hi," but like growing up, I think kind of performing kind of got me out of that. Knowing that like music, your talent isn't just gonna take you to the top. Right. It'll get you in certain doors, but then you have to be the person to get you to the next level. You know, you have to meet people, you have to talk to people, you have to mingle, network. You know, all this stuff. You have to put the work in for sure. And so I think that kind of brought me out of my shell a lot. People like to think that the mask is like a mask for like my anxiety or whatever, but it's not. It's not that deep. People are like, oh, like
it's not that deep.
It's not that deep. I just love wrestling. That's as simple as I can get. People are like, oh, is that because you have anxiety or is it because you're nervous? I'm like, nope. Nah, bro. I just like wrestling. I performed without it for years. So. But yeah, I mean, I think I just get a lot of that from like my mom, seeing her how she mingles with people, and then also knowing when to be reserved and just sit back and watch. Like my dad, I think my mom and my dad are like yin and yang. You feel me?
That's
like
beautiful.
My dad's very, you know, in the cut, just chilling. My mom's very out there, bro.
So he's just loud. Like standing back, kind of watching her do her thing.
Let her do her thing.
If the moment comes, he'll come out.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, she's doing her thing.
Yeah, I've seen my dad like drunk like 5 times in my life, bro. And I've seen my mom get crazy many times.
I feel like I relate to your mom. Oh fuck! Oh, yeah. That's good though. That's great because I feel like I relate to you a lot because me, I work in the film industry and set dressing. I've said this many times already, but I was also really fucking shy and I had hell anxiety. I mean, I only now don't have anxiety because I had to go through a fucking brain situation. I literally had to alter my brain so that I could feel like myself again or even just feel free to be myself. But before that, I would always be like, I'd feel so uncomfortable in my own body and I didn't even know, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why I couldn't understand other people. I was like, this is the general public. Why can't I like fit in with this? And it isn't until now where I realize, oh, it's just because I'm different and everyone's different. Everybody's different.
Everybody has their thing.
Everybody has their thing. And you just have to like trust your feeling as you're going through it. Fuck, I lost my train of thought again of where I was going with this.
Anxiety.
And anxiety. And how I got past it was because I had to get over my comfort zone.
Yeah.
In a job that I used to be in, and I was like, fuck, I really have to network and talk to these white people. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. The people in the film industry are majority white from other cities, towns. And I had to like blend into that. And I had to feed into that and feel comfortable in being like, hey, I have questions and not be scared to ask questions. And in getting answers and having people not being a dick to me when I ask questions helped a lot.
Right.
So I guess that's what's
I struggle with that as well. Yeah. Asking questions or like a lot of the times I'll feel like I'm stuck in the same place I was like 10 years ago, right? Musically or like, you know, just in that aspect. And be like, how do you even get to the next level? How do you get there? And like, I would be afraid to ask people, maybe because of ego or just like, you don't know how people are going to respond to you. Maybe people will give you the runaround, whatever. You overthink it, right?
You overthink it.
Yeah. But then you got to remember, like, these people are in the same position as you are, or they were, and they just want to help. A lot of the times they want to help. There's obviously you have people that are fucking assholes, and that's just, you know,
they're on their own journey.
They're on their own journey. Yeah,
they have their own thing going on.
But like you ask questions, and people most likely will help you, and that's what I've learned. I had a hard time struggling with that. I mean, I went through my own journey as far as like anxiety goes. Like I, you know, have bad anxiety. There's a very dark time in my life where I just wasn't leaving the house. Like I was just inside. Yeah.
What age was that?
Just like a few years back, bro. Honestly,
not even that long ago.
Not that long ago. Like
Did something happen?
Nah, nothing really happened. I think the loss of like a lot of friends just back to back to back kind of fucked me up. Like right out of high school, like going from you're not just transitioning from like, you know, being a kid to being an adult. You're doing that dealing with like loss. I had a friend pass away end of high school, like May. We graduated in June. Passed away in May, and then right after graduation, another friend passed away, and then boom, boom, boom. Like I think it was like 5 of them.
What the fuck?
In the span of like less than 5 months, you know?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like that. As well as trying to figure out how to be an adult. Your
own existence.
Yeah, like I'm going to school, I have a job, dealing with that like load, and then also dealing with not really dealing with the grief of it all. Like just, you know, that kind of broke me down. That was the first time I really dealt with anxiety. Mm-hmm. And then...
Did you know it was anxiety at that moment?
At the beginning, no.
No.
Because you're just like, what the fuck is going on? What?
You just feel it, and you're just kind of like going through it.
You're like, am I going crazy?
I literally was like, I don't have anxiety. I don't have depression. Like I'm not these people that have anxiety, panic attacks and shit. But it wasn't until they were like, oh no, this tight feeling that you're feeling, that's anxiety.
The feeling of someone pressing on your chest.
Literally. I can't breathe. Oh.
Yeah. There's many ER visits where they're like, yeah, dude, it's just anxiety.
Fuck.
And that's like kind of a defeating thing too, where you feel physical symptoms.
Yeah.
And people will be like, yeah, bro, you're just having a panic attack. And you're like, what the fuck? What is that? Like, yeah, bro, you're good. You're just in your head. I'm like, all right, cool. How do I fix that?
How do I get out of it? Yeah, that's the real
Is there
question.
any advice for that? Like,
well, how do you get out of being overwhelmed and
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
But I don't know if this is a healthy coping, you know, but I just stopped caring. Like,
no, elaborate.
Stop caring in the way of like everyone's living their own life.
Yes.
Everyone is trying to figure it out just like you are. You're not special. You're not the main character. You're just another person.
You're not a special case.
Exactly. You're just another person figuring it out like everybody else. Mm-hmm. You're just maybe more vocal about what you're going through than everybody else is. Mm-hmm. So take a step back, breathe. What you're going through is not like the end of the world. Mm-hmm. And keep grinding, bro. Like just keep going and getting it. Like you're good. You're fine.
Yeah,
I guess almost like gaslighting myself, bro. Like you're good, dog. You'll be okay.
It's not gaslighting. It's facts. You're good and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had to, like, for me, whenever I get, because I overthink all the fucking time. That's my entire existence. And all I have to do is really think about the facts. I don't know what it is about me and grocery shopping. Can't do it. Hate it. Don't want to do it.
Really?
I don't cook either. And I think it stems from that because I just get anxiety from going to a grocery store. It's so stupid and it's so small, but like
I'll be walking in there like, you ever seen that like SpongeBob meme where he's just like
yeah, dude.
I just don't know. Especially going to a new grocery store, I'm just like, why is this different from all the other ones?
And then there's the old heads, like the little ladies who fucking been doing this for years. Like,
they don't care that they don't even care that you're there.
Like, I'm new here. Yeah. Can you give some space for me? I know you're upset. Go about your day. But anyway.
I feel you.
But literally, I have to face the facts and be like, okay, Ruth, get it together. First of all, no one even knows you're in there. No one knows you. No one knows that you exist.
That's another thing. Yep.
You're fine.
You're good.
Like, no one's staring at you. No one is like looking at you hesitate of like getting this one or that, you know? And it's all this shit in my head where you have to get back to like, okay, stop with all these ideas that you're building and then get back to the base, not the basics, but the facts.
Yep.
And ground yourself.
Yes.
Grounding yourself is fucking a mission.
I'll be in a place with a lot of people and I'll start getting a little anxious. I think I have like a little bit of social anxiety as well, like of, you know, just being uncomfortable in crowded spaces. But then I also remember, I'm like, bro, you're never going to see these people again.
Yes. I love that. Yeah. I love that fact that I remind myself.
Never going to. And if you do, then that's like some weird coincidence. But you're never going to. And if you do meet them again, they're not going to remember that you were at that place that one time.
Doing that one thing.
Yeah. Doing like looking around for an exit.
Yes, it's only us.
Yeah. Like you're in your own head. Just get out of it and you'll be fine. Like people don't think about you the way that you think about yourself.
Yes.
So just chill, bro. Just kick back, have a drink,
live in the moment.
Yeah, live in the moment, 100%. That's what I think that's kind of calmed down my anxieties. Just try and live in the moment. Don't worry about what happened before. Don't even try to think about what could happen in the future because it's never gonna end up that way. Just right here, right now, one step at a time.
One step at a time. Presence, man. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Fuck, man. I knew we were going to get deep and shit. And I knew that we needed 2 hours because I haven't even gotten through half of my questions.
Oh, there we go.
we're about
We're just getting warmed up.
We're just getting warmed up.
We're getting fired up.
Let's see. Okay, I asked you that. And I asked you that. How do you want others to show up for you, though? Do you want to be left alone or do you want to be checked in on?
That's a great question. Because I'm a little bit of both. Like, I think when someone's too overbearing, I kind of retreat and I want to be left alone.
Okay.
A lot of the time, I just get home from work and I'm like, hey, man, crazy day at work. Can we just leave me alone today? Can we just I have to kind of announce that because if not, then, hey, bro, can you go do this? Can you go do that? Hey, bro, you got this over here.
Or if you don't respond, they get worried.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm very much like a person that won't respond to texts.
Yeah, same.
And it's not because I'm trying to be a dick or anything. It's just like, bro, I just need a second to breathe. Like, I'm very overwhelmed. Let me just chill for a second. There's so much going on that I don't even know where to start. So let me just.
And in just vocalizing that, they understand. And
yeah. Right, cool. But a lot of the time, it's my fault. I won't vocalize that. I'll be like.
Because even that text message takes a lot of energy.
Exactly. Because then that's just like me dealing with the reality of the situation of like, yo, maybe I can't go all the time. I can't. I'm not the engine that I thought I was.
Yes.
You feel me? Like, I'm a goddamn like Nissan engine trying to work a fucking big rig. You feel me? Like, I'm not, I'm just not always there. But I'll eventually get back to my people and be like, hey, bro, sorry. Going through some shit. I'm good now.
Yeah.
What's up? What do you need? Or like, what can we do?
And honestly, we got to normalize that.
Yeah.
We got to normalize that we need breaks every once in a while.
100%. But like, I also do, I enjoy when people check in on me and be like, hey, man, how's, if we haven't talked in a long time, hey, bro, it's been a minute. What's up with you? And I'm like, oh, shit. It's been a minute, bro. Like, I'm chilling, you know?
Yeah, right. It touches your heart a little bit. Be like, someone's thinking about you.
Yeah,
and wants to know that you're okay.
Yeah. But then there's certain times where I'm just like, like I said.
You need the space first.
Give me some space.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, I hear you. One of my favorite questions. If you picture yourself on your deathbed and somebody came in and asked you if you had any regrets in life, what do you think it would be?
I try not to think too much about the regrets, you feel me? Because then that's thinking in the past. And I don't like to do that so much.
Is there anything... Okay, living now... And if you...
I have a lot of regrets, but I don't like to vocalize them.
No, I know, but I guess... Is there anything that you feel like you would do differently in life if you live the same way now and then, and then you're at your deathbed later? Me, for example...
Right.
I think it would be that I didn't spend enough time outside.
I would say something like that. Yeah, I think when I talk about like the dark time in my life...
Yeah.
I think that's a regret for me because it was so simple of like how I could have got over that, but I didn't know I think I just wish I would have learned a little bit earlier.
Oh.
And maybe I could have lived a little bit more. But at the same time, we're, like everything that we do builds us into the person that we are now.
Brings you here.
It brings you here. It brings you to this exact spot that we're in. So even if you did change something, like we wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. We would, who knows where we would be? Who knows if I would even still be making music? Mm-hmm. Maybe I would have burnt myself out trying to grind those years where I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Where, maybe I needed that break. Maybe I needed, all this stuff to build me into the semi-healed person that I am now. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, so I try not to think too much about the regrets and just keep pushing forward. Like you're always gonna have those regrets. You're always gonna be like, man, maybe I should have talked to this person. Maybe I should have done this show. Maybe I should have went out this night. At the end of the day, man, like you're always where you're supposed to be. Like, I don't know what you believe in or what your spiritual beliefs are, but it's like the universe is always gonna put you where you need to be.
I believe in the universe.
Yeah. I don't know what's out there. I don't know what's out there after you die. And honestly, I don't really care. But I don't think that, certain things are a coincidence. You feel me? I think like everything is where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And you just have to follow the flow. I told Caesar this on the last one where I was like, I genuinely feel that, we are the universe inside of us. And the more that we trust the instincts that we have, the more in flow and in tune that we will be with the outside world and things will just happen.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that's also how I feel. I try not to question too much just because, like, there's no point in it.
Why try to understand it?
Because you're not going to get answers.
You're not going to get answers.
You're not going to get answers. You just got to go with the flow. And I think that's also helped me with my anxiety of, like, not trying to look for the answers, not trying to plan everything.
Realizing we have no control.
Yes. That I think that's where a lot of my anxiety came from, is the control of things have to be like this by this time or it's not going to happen. And it's like, if I would have done that, I would have been done making music years ago.
You would have been burned out.
I would have been burned out, but I also would have been like, yo, if I don't have a certain type of record deal, I'll be done by 20.
Yeah.
See, I'm 28 now, so it's like...
That's going about it the wrong way.
Exactly. But as a kid, you don't know that, until you start looking into things for yourself. And also, like, growing up with our families, like, nobody really knows about anxiety like that. They didn't grow up knowing about it. And now I have people in my family that are older than me that know that I have anxiety and know that I've gone through.
How do they take it?
Well, they have it too. They just...
Did you help them realize that they had it?
Yeah. I think for a few people, they're like, I didn't know what I had until you talked about it or I saw you, and it makes me realize, like, oh shit, like I think I have that. And they talk to people, and I like to think, that maybe I helped them figure that out.
Yeah.
Instead of like, them holding it in for their whole life.
The rest of their life. And then turning into who knows what. And them not even understanding themselves.
Exactly.
And maybe they also have fucking negative thoughts about themselves because they're like, fuck, why am I like this?
Exactly.
This is what I love about our generation and why I'm happy to like document it, because we're like that bridge in between the old ways and the new. We are going to redefine what brought us here and where it's going to go. Exactly,
yeah. And I think, like, especially with the Latino community, like Hispanic community, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of looked down upon, right? Of like anxiety, that's not a real thing.
They're like, why are you being a
depression?
Bitch?
Yeah. Why are you being a bitch? Well, get to work.
Honestly, my family still tells me that. Well, not all of them, but some of them do. Yeah. And they're like, you just don't get it. You had an easy life. And I'm like, why can't it be both? Why can't I work hard but also be in tune with how I'm feeling?
Exactly. Exactly.
And I think we could do that.
But like, I'm glad that like people in my family understand as well. Like, they're not just dismissive about it. Yeah, they understand, and they know that like in themselves, like, oh shit, maybe that's what I have. And also knowing that like some of that shit is genetic, like...
No, 100% it's fucking genetic. Yeah. And that's what I guess that's what it all comes down to when they say you gotta love yourself before you love other people.
Yeah.
And that's how it shows. It's like by loving yourself and discovering yourself, other people are like, oh, okay, I see you doing that. Maybe I could do that thing too.
Right.
Fuck, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut it short, but we did it. We did the hour, man.
Hell yeah.
That shit flew by, and I fucking knew it was gonna. Are you down to come back one day?
Always.
Yay.
I'll be back for sure.
Awesome. Anything you want to tell to the people?
Go follow at Sin Alma Music. New music coming soon. New episodes of Big Back Activities every week.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
We'll get to it in the next one. But yeah, new episodes every week, every Wednesday, hopefully. Wednesday or Thursday. But yeah, Sin Alma Music on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, all that.
Be about it. All right. Yes. Love you, friends. Bye.